If you follow track cycling, you might have heard of Ashton Lambie. His mustache is the best in the business. His partner is training to be an astronaut, and he's smashing world records.
I'm killing myself on Zwift right now to go sub-4, to beat the clock, to push the boundaries of what anyone thought was ever possible. I think that's more noble than winning any bike race, personally.
Ashton Lambie is the Swiss Army knife of cyclists, from all-day gravel races to earning the rainbow stripes on the track and being the first ever person to go under 4 minutes in the 4,000-meter individual pursuit.
Here we are. I started racing here in 2016. Yeah, this is a trip, man. It has been a long time since I've been here.
How does it feel being back?
Weird, good. Man, it's literally, pun intended, come full circle. I heard about the grass velodromes from some guys that came into the shop pretty regularly, and Colin had that track bike that's in the back of your car. Badass looking track bike. Yeah, he let me borrow it. I came out here. I think I've set a track record on the Standing 500, won all the other races, and just had a blast. Won Nats in 2017 and pretty much just took off after that. This is literal grassroots, yeah. If it wasn't for this track, where would I be? I wouldn't have met my current partner and had, just some incredible experiences. I mean, it's changed my entire life, 100%. It's been great. Just everything I've learned from racing track and where I'm at. Yeah, I never would have guessed that it would have happened from here, Got pretty lucky. From 2017 to 2020, basically, I spent quite a bit of time on the track. And then after that, once I kind of switched training gears and just started focusing on IP, I spent a lot less time on the track.
How did you get the training?
Zwift. Dead set. Not even an ad, really just Zwift. Yeah, I bought a little adapter that I could use my track bike on the turbo. And honestly, I felt like that was better training. I didn't have to worry about, faffing around the top of the track to get that wind up, for a flying effort or something. I could use erg mode to dial it, within 5 watts or so. Man, it was super high quality training. So yeah, I pretty much just use Zwift to train for the track.
One more lap, John, one more lap.
Your max 30-second is 800 watts, right? And let's say you have to do 750 for the start lap, you need to go sub-4. It's not your max wattage, but it's really close. If you can drive up that max 30-second power to say 1,000 or even 900, it's not gonna tax you as much, right? And so that's how it helps.
Cycling specifically is a sport that is really steeped in tradition. And I find more than a lot of other sports, the reason people do things is because that's the way you've always done them. And I think that's a bold reason to do anything. In fact, that makes me want to do it less because now I want to go find out if that's really the best way to do it or if there's a better way to do it. 9 times out of 10, there's a better way to do it.
One of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten was to try to smile during the intervals. Actually, terrible advice, but if you think about it, it usually makes them go by a little quicker.
It's not my first rodeo into gravel. It's actually what I grew up on. This is fun. I love this shit. Even when I was training for track, I would still love to go out and I'd go ride through a forest and find a bunch of gravel roads.
This is what I love about riding in Houston is there's always unexpected stuff like this.
My whole goal is just to have some good adventures, see, what the gravel community is now, have some challenges that scare me a little bit, Unbound. I mean, even just to complete those kind of big 200-mile rides, you're right, it requires a change in physiology. And so it's been getting out and trying to find a healthy balance of doing longer, fun exploratory rides and stopping at a taco truck, and then really buckling down and doing the 2-hour SST on Zwift.
So the reason we moved to Houston is because my partner Chris got a job as a NASA astronaut candidate. So we moved down here for her so that she can get ready to go on the ISS, go into space, do whatever. And I ride bikes around town. I'll go outside for the longer days where I'm really just practicing, being outside for 6 hours. But then building that aerobic base, I'll do the SST workouts on Zwift. The SST is like, that's my bread and butter. I love that workout. Without plugging it too much, I really fucking love that workout, dude. I do it all the time, actually. The other one I love doing is Zwift racing. I'm on a team, which is actually pretty nerdy, but man, I love doing Zwift races. Like, I'll skip a lot of times just because it's roughly the same training stimulus. If I have an SST workout and I'm just like, can't grin and bear it through erg mode, I'll do a Zwift race.
But Ashton Lambie is one of the few riders that could do what he's doing right now.
He's going long, isn't he? It's certainly, sorry to cut across there, David, just notice he has gone early, and you're talking about his kind of ability, and I'm wondering if this is a bit of a tactic.
On Wednesdays, I host 2 rides with Zip Speed, the Zip Speed Wednesday ride, and then I've done a handful of the ones with Garmin. And so, yeah, it's been really fun to like engage with, you know, other people in the community and like connect with people, meet some new folks, and hopefully see them at Unbound. That'd be cool.
At Unbound, I don't have any goal of finish position. Like, I have no idea what the competition is going to be like. I don't know who started racing gravel the last 3 years. In an ideal world with conditions and everything, my goal would be sub 12 hours. Got everything I need. Got
What
food.
if you go with you?
How about socks?
No, they're the short ones today.
Overrated.
Overrated. I just like the short ones, man. Big day. Big day in the office. It's just another gravel race. This one's just really long, you know? I thought Unbound went really well. Getting a good ways into the ride and not having it rain already and not be wet, like rolling out from where I was staying, is huge. Stayed with the front group for a tiny bit, then was just like, I don't want to do this. It got kind of sketchy, and I just decided to kind of ride my own race. For me, being able to ride 200 miles again, so I think it gives me confidence to kind of like be like, okay, yeah, I am gonna ride my own race, and that's gonna be a good thing, because like that's what I did the whole set, like last 2/3 of the race, and it was great. Made pretty good time, finished within my goal of 12 hours, and had a blast. Can't complain. In the future, yeah, I mean, there's always new projects coming up. The gravel racing's a big one. I'm excited for that. There's all sorts of other ultra distance adventures I want to do, like just stuff I'm passionate about, stuff that's been on the back burner with track and everything. I don't know if it'll always be bikes forever. I'm hoping it'll be always pushing the boundaries of stuff forever. Always adventures.